Matt Lenihan for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and Our Kings. Delighted to be joined by the meatball, Molly McCann. Molly, I think the first time I met you, funny story, Fowler Smith.
Was I drunk? Yeah.
You weren't actually. I think you were on the night, but you were like, lad, I need a charger, I need a fucking charger, running through the hotel.
Yeah.
That was the first time we meeting, and I thought, she's coming around here. And now look, you're in the boxing world. How sort of refreshing is it for you? This is I'm sure everyone's called it a new chapter, a page turner, but you must feel sort of rejuvenated. You know, you're still in the combat world, but it's a different avenue.
Yeah. No one's quite put it that way, so well done, lad. But it's nice to just wake up and think, I'm not broken. In MMA, like, you've got to take your hat off to anyone who does it, because the grappling, the everything, the impact on the floor, it just writes your body off. And I'm not saying that boxing doesn't, because you've been round it and you know the score. But when you're used to getting thrown through the mat, like taking a punch to the face is a lot easier, do you know what I mean? And it's easier for me to be more creative here. I just get boxing, do you know what I mean?
That sort of leads nicely on to my next question. Obviously, you're trained for like multiple art forms in combat world. You mentioned there knees, kicks, elbows. So does the training side for this, although it's mentally taxing and look, it's got to be hard, it's got to be physical, is it a bit of a weight off your shoulders knowing it's the one discipline you're working on? Obviously there's a lot to it, but you're not having to worry about, flying kicks, elbows and all the other stuff that comes with it.
Yeah, I think boxing's about making sure the body is as strong and as fit as it can be, and can your mind follow with that, and how long can you hold on to the game plan. MMA, the second you forget, you're just like getting like destroyed, do you know what I mean? But there's more space for manipulation in boxing. Like when you're tired, you can go for a walk, do and make it look like I'll just clinch. But it's tougher in terms of, it's a lot more like aerobic and anaerobic stuff. Because when you're doing MMA, a lot of it's like drilling. So when you're drilling your takedowns and stuff, it's tough on that initial takedown, but then you get like a couple of seconds to recover and go again. Where in the boxing world, when you're grafting on that bag, when you're running them on that track, and when you're hitting them pads, like seeing the size of Danny Wivo, no offence, coach, but he's a big guy. Like he's tall, like he's a heavy guy. So when I've got to punch that bag, I'm like, oh my God, he's like, get used to being uncomfortable. I'm like, I am.
I want to ask you, so I seen you around the boxing events for years. You're enthralled in it. You can tell it was a passion of yours. But how long, obviously, whilst you're doing your MMA, did you think, I will cross over? How does that sort of come about? Because we see the story of your sort of rise to, in the combat world, and your story in the UFC, which, go down in history, obviously yourself and Paddy, etc. But when did you know that this was the right time? Or did it come a few weeks after your final fight? When did it happen?
I think, do you remember when Beefy fought Vasquez or Vargas? Was it Vargas? And Katie Taylor fought Serrano the first time.
Yes.
So I was out there
MSG,
at MSG, and I was training in the Gleasons. And Joe Mack he was training JJ Metcalf in the morning before doing the sessions with Beefy at the night. I went, Coach, can I come down and do some bits? Because I knew Heather Hardy was down there. Yeah. So I've had a move around with her. He had no idea who she was, and he was like, kid, let go a bit more here. I was like, Coach, like, it's here, Jim, it's Heather, like, she's weird champ. He's like, I don't fucking care. It's like, all right. So I've started to go to work, and his face was like, oh my God, he didn't know I had that in me.
Can do a bit.
Yeah, and then after it, we've come back to the hotel. He's like, Eddie, you're going to have to sign here, And he's like, I'm not getting into that, because he's got respect for Dana. And then, we always knew I'd be coming to boxing. We always said, like, on the decline of the MMA, I had 3 fights left on my contract in the UFC, but I think most people see me post-fight interview, and you normally at a 1-year clause where you have to, if you retire, you're not allowed to compete for a year. Otherwise, that's the way everyone will just get out of the contracts with the UFC. And Dana has obviously got a good relationship with Eddie, and he's just like, she's allowed out, it's okay. So
has it breathed new life into you? Because look, MMA, it's boxing's going back that way now. I think when you're getting the best fighting the best, you can have multiple losses and still hold your value, but it must be, I suppose, mentally, when you're not maybe getting the results you want, quite draining. I can't put myself in your shoes. I've been around a lot of fighters. I see the effects it's had. But how long does it take you sort of after that last fight to gear yourself up and to move into this? And was this the avenue you needed to sort of go new life, fresh start? How does it sort of marry up?
I retired on the Saturday night. The Sunday I got home. The Monday till Colchester ringing me. The Monday to the Thursday I was in Italy with my girlfriend, and that's when Graham rang me. He was like, you retired but you're boxing. I was like, oh, I always wanted to do that, but am I allowed to do that? And he said yeah. And then the Friday, so like 6 days after I hung my gloves up, I was in this gym, and I have been ever since. So since March. Sorry, can I answer this 1 second?
Yeah, go.
Hello? Fuck off.
I left that in.
Stephen, fuck off. Did you hear that? Sorry.
No, you're alright, that's
And I go away.
That's made the cut.
Yeah, go away. Yeah, so I wanted to, but after the fight I thought, oh, you don't know what's going to happen. I was just like, it's just enjoying my time with my partner, to be honest. And as I'm there, I was lying in my bed eating this cannoli in Florence, and it just Graham rang. Because I think I texted her, I said, do I need a new agent or manager now? Because obviously you're UFC. And he rings me up, he's like, girl, fuck off, you boxing. I was like, am I? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh yes. And then that was that. He's like, who don't we want to work with? So I said, and then he was like, all right.
Well, let me ask you just a couple more, because I know you've other people to speak to. You're fighting in Belfast, a huge fighting city. I have to say, aside from some other places abroad, maybe, I think Belfast one of the best fighting cities in boxing. The atmospheres I've heard there, incredible. I know you've believe family in Ireland as well. I'm sure they'll come in the droves. How excited to be featuring on that card and to be making your sort of putting your flag in the sand in your first professional fight? I
can't wait. Like, for me, I've always fought like for the fans and the atmosphere, and I think if you've ever seen me fight, when I fight, it's just the fans are different. People are just going to be getting up and getting on the aisle and then come, like, people won't even probably be able to stand by the time Paddy and Lewis is on, do you know what I mean? So I can't wait to be in and amongst that. Like, the Belfast people are up there with some of the best. Like, I was lucky enough to train over there quite a lot. Yeah, I'd be like, I'd train with quite a lot of the boxers over there, so I can't wait.
And I see, obviously, Katie Taylor, she's a huge inspiration to you. We've seen her just complete this trilogy with Amanda Serrano. When you watch the likes of her and some of the other great fighters, Clarissa Shields, are they still inspire someone like yourself, who's obviously a well-known fighter, you're a name, but you look up to them kind of people and go, oh, it'd be good to achieve and, you know, try and grasp them kind of heights?
Do you know what? I think Katie's the number one, isn't she? But I think like the person I'd look upon at the minute is Ellie Scotney. Yeah. I think people are given... I've never really been given like an easy touch in sport. I don't know if I'll get a bit of that in the boxing. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But some people get that easy touch, and she's never kind of had that. She's been in wars since day one and just wanted to prove herself from the beginning. And I just think she's a real role model, and for what she literally went through in that last camp, to then shoot out to MSG and then put on that fight and get all them belts, I was just like, oh, do you know what? You're the real deal, you kid. So, like, for someone who's competing now, that's who, like, would inspire me.
Brilliant. Well, look, I think we'll leave it there. It's a great note to sign off. I appreciate your time, Molly McCann. We'll be there in Belfast and wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.